Good morning. Welcome back to One Dish, Two Ways. So today is pancakes. Who doesn't love pancakes? But we're actually going to start with the topping for our pancakes over here at the stove. So in this pot here, I've just got some frozen mixed berries. This is blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. And we're just going to get those started. No sugar needed. Just take them straight from the freezer. We did not measure. We just filled this thing up about 3/4 of the way. And we're going to start it on the stove. And just as the little tip of the day, this every stove has a simmer burner. So that's what we're going to use. Number one, it's smaller, so it's better for my smaller pot versus this one, which is larger for your larger pots and pans. But this is never going to really get your water up to boil. It's literally going to do that. Just get these berries to get started, and then they're just going to simmer and break down. We won't need to add anything to these berries. They're just going to break down so we can put them on our pancakes. Okay, so we're going to let that start cooking. And we're going to come over here to the counter. I've got a countertop griddle. And as you can see, Joe's got himself some kielbasa already cut with some onions. And we're going to grill that. So we're going to do pancakes on this side and the sausage on this side. So let me turn the griddle on so we can get it warmed up for our pancakes. Okay, I've got that started. So now let's talk about the pancakes. So this is a basic batter, but it is a whole food plant-based batter. Joe likes these pancakes just as well as any others. So this is what we eat. Sometimes I do the pancakes in the sheet pan pancakes, but today we're actually going to do it on the griddle. So you've got different options there. So let's get started. In this, I have 1.5 cups of white whole wheat flour. And then I need to add 1/4 cup of another whole grain flour. And I chose oat flour. All I did was go to the cupboard, get out 1/4 cup of oats, take it over to I have a high-speed, I have a Ninja, and I just put it in here and I ground this down so it is flour. I don't buy oat flour. I just ground down the oats I have. And then I've got 1/4 cup of rolled oats. Okay, so there's some of our wet. Stir that around a little bit. Now I need to add 1 tablespoon of baking soda. This is a 1/2 tablespoon measure, so that's why I got to do 2. And then I will need a tablespoon of cinnamon. The recipe actually calls for cinnamon and nutmeg. We're not huge fans of nutmeg, so I'm going to do all cinnamon. So I'm going to do a whole tablespoon of cinnamon because, in my opinion, you can never have too much cinnamon or vanilla. So I'm probably going to do, heaping 1/2 tablespoon. So that equals a little bit more than a tablespoon. So that's all of our dry ingredients. So let's mix those up with my spatula here. Oh my gosh, it already smells good because of the cinnamon. Okay, now let's make a little well here and let's add our wet ingredients. So we're going to start with 1 3/4 cup of plant-based milk. This happens to be unsweetened almond vanilla. Okay, and we need 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So again, this is a 1/2 tablespoon, so I'm going to need 4 of these. So this is going to be some of your sweetener, because we're not using sugar. And the rest of your sweetener comes from applesauce. And applesauce helps the batter stay moist. So this is a 1/2 cup of applesauce. Now this is our last jar of homemade applesauce that we made in the fall of last year. We actually made an apple and pear sauce. So this is actually apple and pear. But I will tell you, what I normally keep on hand is when I go to the store, I buy the 6-pack of the little individual serving cups of applesauce because they're exactly 1/2 cup. So they're perfect for recipes like this or to take on the go. So that's another hint for you. And then I need vanilla. So I'm going to do a tablespoon of vanilla. You could also use almond extract if you wanted. If you wanted more of a lemon pancake, you could use lemon juice and then some lemon zest in here. For us, we're just doing vanilla today. So we've got vanilla in the almond milk, and then we've got almond extract. So you don't want to overbeat pancake batter. And most of the time, most pancake batters will be slightly lumpy, and that's okay. Oh, this is going to be so, so good. You can already hear the sizzle. Joe's sausage has already started cooking, and that's just kielbasa, correct? Beef kielbasa?
Kielbasa and onions.
Yep. So that's all that. And the other reason we're going to have a little lumps in here is because we do have oats in here, that fourth a cup of oats. Okay. Oh, I got you one of these if you want to use that. Okay, so now the griddle is warm. So we're going to use a 1/3 cup measure, and we're going to put the pancake batter in 1/3 cup measure. See if I can get 4. I didn't really do a good job of spacing those out there. Oh, and I always make a mess. You could also make them in silver dollar size. I'm just going to make, if I had kiddos around, I would probably make little tiny ones because I just think those are adorable. And then of course we've still got the maple syrup out because we might want to use that on our pancakes in addition to our, I call it fruit compote for lack of a better term. It's just any frozen fruit we have on hand. I personally like frozen better when we do that. When we have fresh berries, we'll just put the fresh berries. We won't cook them. But I just love doing the frozen berries on this. Okay, now this is going to make several pancakes. Obviously, if you use a bigger one, it would get less pancakes. So I'll tell you at the end how many I got with the 1/3 cup. Excuse me. What you're looking for on pancakes before you flip. Now this griddle is a nonstick griddle, and I have not put any Pam or anything else on it. But you see the pancakes are starting to get these little bubbles. Excuse me. So you just want to make sure you don't want to flip too early. You want there to be bubbles and you want it to start cooking on the edge. Then you'll know it's time to flip. Plus, when you put your spatula under, you should be able to grab all of it and it not stick and then flip it over. So those need a little bit more time. So let's go over to the stove and see how our berries are doing. Oh boy. So we haven't touched them. I want you to see. So you can see it's bubbling up. Look at that. Those are coming along perfectly. I just love the colors of berries. And berries, the health benefits of berries are astronomical. The color, antioxidant. So those are coming together well. So let's come back over here. Joe's sausage is looking good. You know what? I need a pan to put all these. There we go. Because we'll need to stack another tip, if you don't want to do sheet pan pancakes, that's another way to do it to where they come out and they're hot for everybody. If you have a crowd to feed and you all want to eat at the same time, put your oven on about 200. And then as the pancakes get done, set them on a large pan so that they stay warm. In our case, because it's just 2 of us, we're going to be using this as part of meal prep also. So we're going to eat the first few that we make. Then the rest of them I'm going to let cool, and then we will put in the fridge for later in the week because they can just go in your air fryer to heat up. They can go in your toaster. They can go in your toaster oven to heat up. Or you can also, after they cool, freeze them. I would put a little piece of parchment paper in between them so you can easily grab them and they don't all stick together. But, oh, something's outside. The foster dog heard it. Okay, now it's time to flip these. There we go. Look at that color. Look at the height on those. Oh. And try to remember the order that you put them down because that's the order you're going to know that they're ready to flip. So I'm going to give these 2 a little bit more time. But you see all those bubbles happening. That's what we want. You don't want to smush them down either. Just let them cook. They probably take a couple minutes on each side. And then we're just gonna, I love it when you have them all done and there's like a big stack of them. I can never eat the big stack of them, but it always just looks so wonderful. So okay, we need that. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. And you can see Joe is coming in and he's stirring his sausage. Look at those. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I wish there was smell-o-vision so you guys could smell how good these smell. So we're just going to keep cooking everything away and keep making pancakes. And then we'll come back and show you how we're going to serve it. So we'll see you in just a little bit. Thank you.
So just so you are aware, I figure this is a good time as any to kind of step into. Yeah, typically I'm not real big on doing the plant-based stuff, but there's a few foods that I found are really good. And these pancakes, just sitting here smelling them, I'm ready to eat. So, and then they're not like your typical pancake. Anything that you make differently is going to have its own unique flavor, but that flavor can still be good. The chocolate cake we did a few weeks ago is still good, even though it tastes a little different. It's not just like a regular chocolate cake. And these are going to be the same way. They're going to have a different texture, or they're going to have a little different flavor, because obviously there's different ingredients, but they're good ingredients, and there's everything you've seen in here. I like oatmeal, I like maple syrup, I like vanilla. I don't know how this cannot be a good breakfast. I'm serving the sausage myself to go with it. I think Sheila's just wanting to do pancakes alone today, but she could easily add, of course she's going to have the syrup, the fruit syrup over here, which is something we came across, I don't know, a long time ago.
Yeah, we've been doing that a while.
And this is something that you can easily do in a lot of different areas too. You can do this when you're out camping, or if you're outdoor type. This is something you can easily prepare your pancake mix beforehand, put it in a Tupperware container, and then when you're out and about doing your camping, or however you're tent camping, mobile home, whatever you have, you can just pull it out and probably have to add a little water, stir it up, and voila, you got pancakes ready to go that day. Whether you're using this type of griddle, or you're using a griddle over a gas burner or something like gas.
Or the griddle over fire we've done.
Yeah, we've done that too. Whatever works for you, this is a simple way to do this mix. Or if you're the type that you're doing regular pancakes with a regular, biscuit mix or what have you, same thing. You can make this up ahead of time, take it with you. If you're going on a weekend trip or you're going out for a week, you probably even go in the freezer and it could thaw out over the course of time, and then you have your pancakes ready to go while you're out and about. So just wanted to throw that in there a little bit for you.
Yes. Now this batter is a little thicker because it has the bits of the oats, but you could also carry it in a squeeze bottle and then just squeeze them out. It would also be easier if you had it in the squeeze bottle to do like a design, because that's another thing. They do have molds for different holidays where you could put the mold down and put your batter in, and then you could make like Easter bunny ears at Easter time, or a shamrock at that, then you want to kind of up the ante when you're serving the kids and stuff. And pancakes are another great option to get the kids involved, whether it's grandkids, your kids, nieces, nephews. And sometimes when it's berry season, not only do I use the berry compote for the top, but I will put blueberries on my pancakes. Right now is when you would put the berries on, because then when you flip them, the berries, they just kind of burst open and they are so, so good. So you could do that also. It's just not berry season right now. I mean, it's March of 2024. So not the berry season. So we've got 4 of the pancakes done. We've got 4 more on the griddle, and I'm guessing we'll get at least one more run, maybe not a full 4 on the next run. So we'll be back in just a moment. Let's show you real quick. I won't make Joe move the camera. Look at the berry compote. It's done. Everything's ready to go. Yep, let me start. Hold on. Look at that.
You got plenty of juice and sweet.
And I didn't do any, like I said, there's nothing, I didn't add sugar. I didn't go mashing them. You could mash them, but I still want some of the berries. And then the liquid is what I'm going to use as my syrup. So I'm going to actually turn this off and let it just sit there while we finish the pancakes. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. I stacked them up for you. I got 12 pancakes out of the batch. But before they tumble over, let's go ahead and get them served on our plate. So I'm going to set my plate up first. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3 for myself. Then I'm going to put some of this berry compote on it. Oh my gosh, the smells so good. A little bit more just of the juice. And then one thing I forgot to say is you could, talked about sometimes during berry season, I'll put blueberries in it. You could also do chocolate chips, non-dairy chocolate chips, another kid favorite. And then I'm also going to serve mine with some slivered almonds. You could also do walnuts. I just think the slivered almonds are going to taste really good today. So this is mine, ready to go. I will taste test once Joe gets his plate ready to go. So, Joe, do you want me to make yours? You just guide me what you want?
3 pancakes and some syrup.
Okay.
Or, the fruit.
The fruit compote. Okay. You also want a little bit of maple, or is that good?
Let's just do it like that.
Okay. There we go. And then Joe's also served himself some of the sausage. So I'm going to cut this in half. That's actually a good idea. So you can see the middle. Do you see how fluffy those are? They are so fluffy. We're going to have a treat for you guys at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Okay, Joe, let's try before we show them their treat. Okay, I'm going to cut mine open while you're coming around. So I want to make sure I get a little bit of the almond. Fluffy. They're not dry by any stretch of the imagination. The fruit is just sweet enough. The almonds are nice crunch. And this berry mix doesn't have strawberries, and other ones we've bought does. So it's interesting that it doesn't, but I think it's still really good. Yeah. So good.
Like I said, it doesn't taste like your typical Bisquick pancake mix, but it's just as good. And I don't know how most people are, but personally for myself, a pancake's more of just a tool to lift up the syrup or whatever in your mouth. So it's not that I'm over fond of pancakes in general.
Yeah, I think if anything, we'd sometimes like waffles because they're a little more sturdy. We've both been craving pancakes, so we knew we had to show you guys this video.
But it is whether we're making waffles or whatever out of it, what I like of it is, and you can do the same with your Bisquick mix or homemade pancake mix, is the fact that you have the ability to prepare them, put them in some Ziplocs, and I can go to work. I can drop a couple of these in a toaster or in a toaster oven. Or if you don't have that, you can put them in the microwave, heat them up, and just get some of those little 2-ounce souffle cup with a lid. You can find them most everywhere anymore. And pour a little syrup or whatever drizzle you want to put on top of them, and throw that in there with it. And you can use those same little cups for salad dressings, whatever. So whatever you're bringing to work, you multi-use those.
Yeah.
But it offers the opportunity for you to carry your liquids without getting it all over your food and making everything soggy.
And these are much better than fast food pancakes, and you save a lot of money. So, by far. Okay, so should we give our viewers a nice little treat? Okay. So Joe's going around the camera. Basil, Rizzo, you want a treat? You probably hear them coming. Rizzo, sit. So this is Rizzo, our foster. Sit down. Good boy, Basil. This is Basil. She's our girl. She's been a foster sister several times. Yeah, we got her as a rescue. She was our third foster, and we failed, and we adopted her. He's our 21st or 22nd. Yeah. Sit down, Basil. And they like the pancakes too. So we thought you guys might like to see our doggos. And sometimes when you hear them pitter patter or the barking, you know it's one of the two of them. So thank you all so much for joining us on One Dish, Two Ways, pancakes and sausage this week. So thank you. And leave a comment down below. Tell us where you're watching from and what do you want to see us make next. Have a good week.